Hello, everyone. How are you? That was pretty good. I know it's what, 9, 10 in the morning? It's 10 in the morning. We could do a little better. How's it going? Woo! That's right. Okay, so this is DevOps Days Tel Aviv, the year of DevOps of the undead. Now, I'm many things, but I'm also a dad, so you're going to have to hear a couple dad jokes that relate to Halloween and to DevOps. It is imperative. We can't have a DevOps Days Tel Aviv on the day before Halloween and on Halloween that is not connected to some punny joke. So everyone ready for the first one? You ready? Why do ghosts avoid the cloud? They don't want to get cached there. Woo. See, that guy in row 4, he laughed quite a lot. I like that guy right there. I'm going to make sure to have eye contact with him primarily throughout this event. So first of all, as Sharon said, my name is Ben. I work at Couchbase. We are one of the sponsors here. You can come visit us at our booth throughout the event. We have an awesome raffle. You hear more about raffles in a little bit. And amazing swag in addition to the raffle, so come and stop by and say hi. You can also find me, if you're curious, on my website, which is the combination of two of my favorite things beside my family, hummusonrails.com. hummusonrails.com. You get it? That's how old of a developer I am. On Rails. Okay, we have quite a lot to go on for today, so I want to move forward in our run through of what we're going to be accomplishing. So first of all, in 2023, which feels like a lifetime ago, it's been quite a year, but in 2023, we were supposed to celebrate 10 years of DevOps Days Tel Aviv. 10 years. I heard a woo. Let's get a woo. From the very first DevOps Con, which happened in January 2013, that was hosted by Microsoft, it's evolved to what we are at this moment. And it brings together a real consortium of events, right? We're talking about Cloud Native and OSS Day with StatsCraft and Serverless Day. Well, for these 2 days, you don't just get DevOps Days, you get Cloud Native, you get Serverless. There are 3 tracks happening throughout these 2 days. So make sure to keep scanning that QR code that is right here on your badges to get the full agenda throughout the 2 days. I've just added a third day show, and I said 3 days. We'll meet again on Friday. No, just 2 days. So on the 2 days, make sure to scan this. Now, I will be here throughout most of today on this stage with you with a plethora of punny dad jokes, but throughout the day, you're also welcome to visit the other stages, and I'll also highlight some of those sessions throughout the day as well. Please gather, wander, explore, learn throughout the 3 community stages. All of this is brought to you by our sponsors and our community of leaders and volunteers. It would be absolutely impossible for this event to have happened without our sponsors and our community. So I want to give a huge shout out to our diamond sponsor, to ScyllaDB. Anyone from Scylla here? You're here in the back. It's a huge space. ScyllaDB, thank you. Their booth is in the middle of the expo space. You can't miss it. Go please visit them, join them for their workshop and their demo theater later. Please support our ScyllaDB and all they do for the community. In addition to that, our event organizer is from maybe one of the best named companies out there, RTFM, please. Do we know what RTFM stands for? I don't know if the code of conduct allows me to say that third word out loud, but you get the idea. Read the something manual, please. So thank you to RTFM, please. And our platinum sponsors, a huge shout out to each of them, to LinearB, to Couchbase, AWS, and to Apano Global Dots. Thank you so much for all that you do for the community. And of course, our gold sponsors. Friends, there is so much support in this community, both here in Israel and globally, for this event, for each and every one of you, to support a day of networking, a day of professional development, days of community and days of gathering. So this list, and there's even more lists, it's just a slice of that community. So each and every single one of our gold sponsors, a tremendous thank you for making sure and helping to enable this, that this happens. So a huge thank you to our gold sponsors. In addition to that, our community sponsors are a huge pivotal support to everything we do as well. Thank you so much to our community sponsors and our community partners, which you can find them also in the expo space in the special designated area for our community partners. A huge thank you for what you do to enable the education of our community and the empowerment of our community. So thank you to our community partners. And of course, this goes without saying, do all of you like food? A little bit? I'm not alone here, right? You like food. A little nosh every once in a while is not the worst thing, right? A little nosh, a little food. Who comes to events also to get swag? No, no one does. You're all totally altruistic. No one likes swag. If you like food, if you like swag, if you like goodies, a huge thank you to Aerospike, to TLV Partners, to Chetz Ventures, and again to Apollo Global Dots for sponsoring the food, the swag, and the goodies at this event. Thank you. And, very important, tonight, after everything is done, we are going to be debugging downtime, one drink at a time. That was another really bad pun, but you laughed. I got one laugh over there. I feel good. Okay. We're debugging downtime to a great happy hour sponsored by Chetz Ventures. If you come to the happy hour, not only will you find good drinks, and you're going to find amazing conversation partners from Chetz, you're also going to find amazing prizes and giveaways. So if you'd like drinks, come. If you like conversation, come. If you like fun, decorative Halloween stuff, come. If you want free stuff, more free stuff, come. So bottom line, come to the happy hour. We're starting right after we close the event today. Thank you so much to Chetz for making that possible and enabling it. Not only do we have, now you know conferences have different types of sessions. There's the frontal presentation, and then there's also things, the workshops. And I don't know about you, but when I go to an event, I kind of like the mix of both. Workshops typically take a lot of time to prepare, take a lot of effort. Talks also take a lot of effort, but as someone who does both, workshops take quite a lot. So I want you to remember that these two workshops are happening today here at DevOps Days. The space is limited for them. So again, QR code. If you haven't signed up for one of these workshops by either ScyllaDB or TerraSky, please check and sign up if there's still space and look at the agenda for where it will be happening. These workshops are really not to be missed. They're fantastic opportunities to go deep, to take a dive into the tech in a way that's always not possible, that is not always feasible in a frontal kind of presentation like we're having right now. So please scan the QR code and sign up if you are interested. And one last thank you to our media partners, to Dev Interrupted, to Israel Tech, and the IAC podcast. They are on the ground here today doing interviews. If you get interviewed, you will be famous. You're going to have your moment in the sun. So find them, get interviewed, and thank you so much for your work in supporting us in the media space and bringing out the voice of the DevOps community here in Israel and really actually all around the world. And of course, one of the trademark hallmarks of DevOps Days Tel Aviv, and I remember this my first time I came to DevOps Days Tel Aviv, and I was like, what is happening? We're in the middle of the vendor hall, and there's somebody giving a talk in the middle of the vendor hall, and everyone who's there is actually participating in this. These talks, which we call demo theaters, are a great way to hear specifically about the sponsors and the work they are doing. So I encourage you today, during breaks, it'll be happening in the main space, around the burger station and the schnitzel station and the fruit station and the kebab station and whatever stations we have, there will be a demo theater. And you can hear talks, very quick talks, to go deep dive in the tech of these sponsors, Lunar.dev, LinearB, Lake FS, Quali, Aerospike, and Coralogics. Please support our sponsors, come to their talks. They are not just, trust me on this, they are not just sponsored talks, they're actually technical dives. You may actually learn something by going to these talks as well, even though they're also sponsored talks. I know some of us are allergic to sponsored talks. This is actually quality material being put forth for you. So please support our community and go to these demo theater talks, and they'll be amazing. Now, in addition to swag, there's also a lot of companies giving raffles away this year in the next 2 days. We're doing raffles a little differently this year than we've done in past years. All the raffle giveaways are going to happen on this beautiful stage, this amazing space, at the end of the day, before the happy hour, before the cocktail time. You sign up for the raffle by visiting the vendor, by visiting the sponsor, and you get your prize. Your Lego sets, your Nintendos, your new Teslas, a Tesla for everyone under their seat. No, not a Tesla. But you get everything you want comes at this space. So sign up for the raffle, and in addition to that, we're offering something called, what's it called? It is called a crypt. What's the word for it? We have a fancy word for it this year. Crypt hopping. We're doing crypt hopping this year. What is crypt hopping? Who has been to DevOps Days Tel Aviv before? Who's been here for more than 2 DevOps Days Tel Aviv? 3, 4, 5, 6, Meish. 7. Oh, from the very beginning? Who misses some of that legacy swag from the early days? We have reprinted some of the most memorable collectible items from the history of DevOps Days. If you want that, if you want it either to own it or to resell it on the open market, there's only one way to get it. You have to go and sign up and visit all the sponsors and come back here at the end of the day for the giveaways of our crypt hopping. You get it? The booths, instead of booths, they're crypts. Halloween focus, right? Crypt, booth. Go visit the sponsors, sign up for the crypt hopping. You can find more details by scanning the QR code and get legacy swag from the history of DevOps Days Tel Aviv. Trust me, you will hold on to that forever. You're going to bequeath it in your will to your children and grandchildren, great-grandchildren. They're going to say, remember the generations in Egypt when we wandered in the desert and all we had was DevOps Days swag. You're like, yes, I have the DevOps Days swag. So make sure not to miss that. Now, a very important announcement. I'm kind of punny, kind of corny guy. This one has no puns, no corniness. This is actually incredibly serious. DevOps Days Tel Aviv is a space where everyone feels welcome, everyone is included. If you don't feel welcome, if you feel something has happened, we have a very serious, and we hold it to high regard, our code of conduct. And if you feel something has happened to you, you matter, you truly do matter, and you should find one of the DevOps Days Tel Aviv staff members or come to the registration space, and please let us know. We take it with the utmost seriousness that it deserves. This is a space where every person in our community is welcome. So please remember that and help us cultivate that kind of space. In addition to that, this has been what a year, a very important year. I do need to share with you as well directions, Hanchayot from Pekud Oref. If there is a azaka, the instructions from Pekud Oref are to stay where you are and to get as low to the ground as possible because of the size of our event. As low to the ground as possible for a period of 10 minutes. And DevOps Days staff will let you know when it's safe to rise again. So if there is, Bezrat Hashem, there will not be. But if there is, please go to the ground. Do not panic. And that was a little, timing was odd, but yes. Do not panic. Stay close to the ground for the period of 10 minutes. And we'll let you know when it's safe to come up again. I want to invite to the stage one of the organizers of DevOps Days Tel Aviv, Jeremy Hess, to talk about open spaces. And Arthur Berzin. Hey, welcome. Woo!
Thanks again. Awesome stuff, dude.
Hey, Arthur.
All right, everybody.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hello.
No. Now we can. Cool. Every year, we do open spaces at DevOps Days. We love DevOps Days, open spaces. Everybody loves open spaces at DevOps Days Tel Aviv. So this year, like every year, we're doing open spaces. It's all going to take place in room A4. And here you can scan already and give us your ideas. And let's see here. Yeah. All right, so let's go through the format. There's a whiteboard by the registration desk. Feel free to write down your ideas there. We have markers. I think we have sticky notes as well. And that whiteboard space, once we have all the ideas, is going to be placed inside room A4, which is where the open spaces will take place. You'll all be able to then go through them, choose the topics that are interesting. There are generally going to be 2 or 3 open spaces at a time. There's going to be circles of chairs for you to discuss. Whoever wrote down a topic should try and get the topic started. And from there, that talk goes as long as you guys take it. So if it's 5 minutes, 5 minutes. If it's 55 minutes, it's 55 minutes. All good. And when that topic is done, another initiator of a topic is welcome to bring up a topic. And if you think of one in the middle, and that's where the talk goes, the discussion will continue there. Arthur, why don't you give us a quick brief on open spaces?
All right, so open spaces. Are you excited?
Woo!
Woo! All right, so because we are the chosen people, Ha'am HaNivchar, there are some few ground rules. So you put your topics on the whiteboard, and also there's a registration online form, right? There would be 2 to 3 discussions happening in the room, separate discussions, all right, not together, separately. There are going to be like 2 or 3 groups in the room, and whoever comes is the right people, right? Whoever's in your group, these are the right people for that discussion, okay? Second thing is whatever happens, happens, right? Wherever the discussion takes you, all right, that's the right discussion. So like, don't push it, respect everyone else. And whenever the discussion starts, that's the right time, all right? So when we start on time. I know we are the chosen people, but let's remember that. When the discussion is over, it's over, right? When the topic is over, we're going to the next one. And also, there is the law of mobility, so when the discussion ends, everyone is entitled to get up and get out of the room or get into the discussion, right? Don't feel bad about people, don't feel bad about getting up and going out of the discussion, don't feel bad about joining in or dropping into the discussion. It's all good, all right? And bring your best self, right? We are all fostering ideas here, DevOps Days. Let's enjoy this one. Woo!
And of course, we have this beautiful diagram, which you can just kind of see how things work. People move, people do, people go. And last but not least, we have a leadership open space this year, a special leadership open space, and we hope to get it started this year on only day 2. And we will hopefully continue it in future years and get bigger and bigger as well. So it's like a mini event, and it's meant for Management Plus. So if you fit that criteria and you want to hear from Adi or Yishai about these topics, feel free. I'll leave it for a few more seconds. Scan it, get in on it. Once you're registered, you'll be able to go into the room. We'll tell you tomorrow where you're going. Very quick sign up, and if you have a question about how to sign up, if you don't manage to scan it, come to one of the staff. We'll happily help you out. Thanks, everybody, and let's make it an amazing year.
Amidst all of the joy of this event, amidst all of our celebration of being together as a community of professionals and of friends, I was just in the hall before, and it felt like we were together as a mishpacha, right, as a family, and it really does feel like that. Families have to take moments to also commemorate, to remember, to mourn, to be together, particularly in this past more than a year. And so to help us take that moment, to take that breath together as a community, I invite up Sharon.
Thank you so much. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Apologize for my voice. I will do my best. So, 2 years ago, the worst tragedy we could imagine was losing our co-organizer, Ariel Moskovich, all too young. Since then, a terrible tragedy has befallen all of us, October 7th. And we'd like to take a moment to remember all of the incredible people we've lost from our community, who are still, and those who are still held in captivity. We will take a moment to remember each and every one of them because they matter to us. I'm going to say their names, and then I'm going to invite people from our community to say a word about each and every one. Sefi Genis from Firefly, Ido Khubara from IBM, Roi Negri from Salto, Gal Navon from Melio, Nir Forti from TytoCare. May their memory be a blessing. I'd now like to invite to the stage Eran Bibi from Firefly to say a word about Sefi Genis.
Thank you, Sharon, for the opportunity to say a few words about Sefi. I will do that in Hebrew. ספי היה אחד המייסדים של פיירפליי, שותף שלי ושל עידו. ספי בחור שנשם טכנולוגיה ממש מגיל צעיר, ובאמת היה לו את הזכות להקים חברה בתחום של הדב-אופס. בין היתר הוא גם אהב מוזיקה, אהב את מוזיקת הטרנס, ומה שהוביל אותו ללכת לפסטיבל הנובה ב7 לאוקטובר. היה שם בזמן הלא נכון, הוא וגל נכנסו למיגונית כדי להתמגן ממטח הרקטות ומצאו את מותם שם. לימים למדנו שבגלל גבורתם הם הצליחו ממש להיאבק במחבלים ולהציל את אחת השורדות שהייתה במיגונית. עוד על ספי, הוא היה בן 30 במותו וממש היה נשוי טרי למיטל. כדי להנציח את זכרו, המשפחה הקימה כיתת מחשבים בעיר נתיבות על שמו, וגם בגלל שהוא השקיע המון מהזמן שלו במנטורשיפ, אז תוכנית המנטורשיפ של עמותת בוגרי 8200 היום היא קרויה על שמו. ומעבר לזה אנחנו בפיירפליי ממשיכים באמת לבנות חברה מדהימה ומשמעותית, הרבה בשביל להגשים את החזון של ספי. יהיה זכרו ברוך.
ואני גם מתנצל, הנה זה השקף, סליחה. שמנו את השקף הלא נכון, אז יש שקף מאוד יפה, ננסה להעלות אותו בסוף. ערן, אני מתנצלת, מצגת לא עדכנית. אני אשמח עכשיו להזמין את איתי אינדי לדבר על עידו חוברה.
Hi. So I'm Itai, I'm from IBM Cloud Security, and I want to talk a little bit about Ido Khubara. Ido was a team leader in our group. He lived in Kibbutz Sufa with his wife Noah and 2 young kids, and he was killed on October 7 while protecting them from the terrorists that invaded the kibbutz. We knew Ido since 2016. He's joined us as a student. He was noticed very quickly. He wasn't what you think about a student. Maybe it's because he was an officer in the army, maybe because he grew up in kibbutz near Gaza. Anyway, he was very mature. He was very, very calm. He knew what needed to be done, and simply did the right thing everywhere. And every time he had the opportunity, that can be UI task or firewall networking or some other boring process that we had to do. He was always volunteering to do that. And not long after he graduated, he became a team leader for our group. I think the most noticeable thing about Ido is that he took this attitude into his personal life. He was a key leader in our group, and still everyone knew that between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. you should not bother him. Was his time with the family, being with the kids, doing all the things that a full-time dad is doing. And if there was a work need to be done, and always there is, he either start to work very early in the morning or continue through the night. So that's kind of his mindset. And I think this is why, doing the right thing, I think this is why it was clear that on October 7th he will do what he did. He will leave his wife and little kid in a safe room and will go out to fight the terrorists that invaded the kibbutz, and that's where he got killed. There were only, in the end of the day, there were only 3 deaths for kibbutz Ufine, and that's a huge thanks that everyone owed to Ido and to his friends. Only comfort I have is knowing that in the last few years, since he moved to the kibbutz, he really got to spend a lot of time with his wife and kids, and besides being a leader in our group, he was a full-time dad and a husband. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Itai. I'd now like to invite Neil Salinger to say a few words about Roy Negri.
שלום לכולם. ב8 לאוקטובר, ששמענו על הבשורה הנוראית שרועי נהרג, כתבתי בפייסבוק, לא נקלט, הלב נשבר, רועי נגרי, חוד החנית, הראשון בכל מקום, הכי מוצלח שיש איננו. אני פה לא בשביל לדבר על רועי בתור עובד בסלטו, שגם שם אני בטוחה שהוא הצטיין וכבש כל מטרה שהציב לעצמו או שאחרים הציבו לו. אני פה בשביל לדבר על רועי בתור החבר הכי טוב של אח שלי. רועי שהיה, ועדיין למרות הכל, הדבק של כל חבורה שהיה חלק ממנה. בבוקר של 7 לאוקטובר, רועי הקפיץ את עצמו ואת הצוות שלו. יחידת הלוטר הייתה בין הכוחות הראשונים שהגיעו לבארי. רועי כמפקץ הוביל בגבורה צוות לוחמים. רועי הוביל את הכוח לתאר בית, תוך ניהול קרבות קשים, בכדי להציל אזרחים בני ערובה. רועי כמו רועי הסתער ראשון ללא פחד. כשהבין שנכנסו להתקלות קשה, בגבורה ובאומץ האופיינים לו, דחף את הצוות שלו לאחור, וכך הגן עליהם בגופו. אני לא אשכח שבהלוויה, שמוליק, אבא של רועי, הספיד ותוך כדי שאל. אם רועי היה יודע שזה מה שיקרה בכניסתו אל הבית בו נפל, האם הוא בכל זאת היה נכנס? וכל צוות נגרי צעק כאחד, בצעקה שנשמעה למרחקים, בטח שנכנס. רועי התחתן רק חודש וחצי לפני, ב-23 לאוגוסט, בחתונה הכי שמחה ומאושרת שהייתה. אמא שלו מיכל, בדיעבד, אמרה שרועי ארגן לעצמו בלי שידע מסיבת פרידה. בשעה 8:23 בערב, ב7 לאוקטובר, רועי שלח לשי אשתו את ההודעה האחרונה. חשוב לי שתדעו שאיבדנו דור שלם, ורועי הוא אחד מחודי החנית של הדור הזה.
תודה רבה, ריגשת מאוד. אני מתכבדת להזמין את אור כהן ממיליו לדבר על גל נבון.
תודה שרון. אז גל הצטרף למיליו לא לפני הרבה זמן, אבל כל מי שבאמת הייתה לו הזכות לעבוד עם גל, כל חדר, כל פגישה שגל הצטרף אליה, הוא באמת מילא את החדר בשמחה ובאושר. ב7 באוקטובר גל היה ביחד עם ספי, למדנו את זה מאוחר יותר, שהם באמת הצילו, והיה שם סיפור גבורה מאוד מאוד גדול. לימים, בתוך מיליו גל, הוא לא רק היה השראה לצוות שלו, הצוות שלו באמת, הוא היה טים ליד, והצוות שלו באמת אהב אותו, ממש ממש אהב אותו. ולימים, בשבעה, באזכרה, הכרנו את המשפחה שלו ואת החברים הקרובים של גל, את הסביבה שלו, ובאמת ראינו שזה לא היה ייחודי למיליו, גל פשוט היה ככה, זה היה הבן אדם. עברה שנה מאז, ולמרות שגל כבר לא איתנו, במיליו עדיין, הוא תמיד יישאר באיזשהו מובן בתוך מיליו, בלב שלנו. יהי זכרו ברוך.
תודה רבה, אור. ואחרון, ניר פורטי, מיטאי טוקר. נזמין את בן לדבר עליו. תודה.
שלום לכולם, קוראים לי בן גרשון, אני מנהל מכירות בחברת טייטוקר. אני מודה על ההזדמנות לדבר היום בפני כולכם ולתת קצת חיים לתמונות שמאחוריי ולספר לכם על ניר פורטי, עובד וחבר יקר שאיבדנו ב7 באוקטובר כשהשתתף במסיבת הנובה. ניר היה הגיוס הראשון שלי לצוות שהקמנו מאפס. ניר לא הגיע מהעולם הטכנולוגי, אבל היה לו המון ניסיון במכירות מהסוג הכי קשה שיש. למכור לאנשים שטויות שהם לא צריכים בדוכני קניון ברחבי העולם. על אף שידענו שנצטרך בתור חברה להשקיע רבות בתהליך האונבורדינג שלו, כדי להתאים אותו לעולם תוכן ושיטות מחיר שונות לחלוטין, הבנו מהר שאת האימור הזה חייבים לקחת. לניר הייתה מוטיבציה ענקית, אישיות כובשת ורצון ענק לפתוח בפרק חדש בחיים שלו ולעלות על המסלול עליו חלם. ניר הוכיח את עצמו במהירות והתחיל להראות תוצאות מיידיות. כשהצוות החל לגדול, כל מגויס חדש נדבק ברוח של ניר. רוח שייצגה מצוינות, יצירתיות, רצון בלתי נגמר להשתפר, והכל תמיד בגוד וייבס ובאהבה גדולה. ניר עלה על דרך המלך, מצא אהבה חדשה, עבור לדירה חדשה בתל אביב, ועבד בעבודה שהצטיין בה והתחיל לממש את הפוטנציאל האדיר שהיה לו. ניר ואני הפכנו לחברים קרובים. הייתה לנו מערכת יחסים שהרבה יותר מעבר ליחסי העבודה. שיתפנו אחד את השני בהכל וזכיתי להיות עד מקרוב להתפתחות המדהימה שלו. הכל נגדע באותו יום. ניר נרצח לצד אהובתו, שי רגב, זיכרונה לברכה, כמה שבועות לפני יום הולדתו ה-30. האובדן והגעגוע מלווים אותנו בכל יום, והמחשבות על לאן היה יכול להגיע קורות את הלב. אני והחברים בטייטו לא נשכח אותו לעד. תודה.
תודה רבה לכולם. יהי זכרם של כל הנופלים ברוך. אנחנו גם לא רוצים לשכוח שיש לנו גם חטופים בעזה מהקהילה שלנו. אנחנו כל יום נעשה קופי פורסאז'ה בשעה 3, אבל אנחנו גם רוצים לזכור את אבינתן אור מאנווידיה ולראות איך אנחנו יכולים להתגייס כדי להביא אותו הביתה. אז בבקשה שיר ואביתר.
שלום לכולם, אני שיר וזה אביתר. אנחנו מצוות ה-DFT באנווידיה. הגענו לכאן כדי לדבר על חבר קרוב שלנו מהצוות, אבינתן אור, שחטוף בעזה כבר 390 ימים. אבינתן נחטף ב7 לאוקטובר ממסיבת הנובה, ביחד עם בת זוגתו נועה ארגמני, ששוחררה ביוני במבצע ארנון. אבינתן, בן 31 מתל אביב, מהנדס חשמל, בוגר בן גוריון, עובד באנווידיה 2.5 שנים. אבינתן אח ל4 אחיות ו2 אחים, ובן להורים דיצה וירון. אני ואבינתן הכרנו במהלך התואר ועובדים יחד. אבינתן בן אדם שלא מפספסים. מעבר לזה שהוא בערך 2 מטר גובה, הוא בן אדם מלא בשמחת חיים, חבר טוב, חברותי, מצחיק בטירוף, ופשוט בן אדם שכיף להיות איתו. אוהב לארח, לבשל, עד היום אני מכינה מתכונים שלו. אוהב לתת לאחר ודואג שכל מי שנמצא סביבו תמיד יחייך. לי באופן אישי אבינתן מאוד חסר.
אז אני הכרתי את אבינתן שהוא התחיל לעבוד אצלנו בצוות. באמת אבינתן הוא, החיבור שלי איתו ממש מיידי, הוא בן אדם נורא חברותי. הוא אף פעם לא פחד לשאול שאלות, תמיד ניסה להבין דברים עד הסוף ולחקור וללמוד. בנוסף לזה הוא באמת היה בן אדם מאוד מצחיק וחברותי ושנון. למשל שהוא נכנס לצוות, אז תמיד אתה עושה כזה שיחה של להכיר את עצמך, אז הוא אמר בסוף שהוא הכין גם ריקוד, ומאז ועד היום, אז כזה כל פעם שמישהו חדש מגיע, אז שואלים אותו אם הוא גם הכין ריקוד, וכזה מצחיק. החברה שלנו, אינווידיה, היא ממש נרתמה למען המשפחה, המשפחה עומדת בקריה כל יום, ועובדים מגיעים ועומדים עם המשפחה ממש כל יום ב-390 ימים האחרונים. בנוסף למשפחה יש אירועים למטרה להעלות מודעות, וגם החברה מגיעה. אנחנו ממש מאחלים לחזרתו המהירה, ושהוא יחזור בריא ושלם, עם יתר כל החטופים. וזהו, תודה לכם.
יש עוד גם את סשה טרופנוב, עובד אמזון, אנפורנה, שכל יום אנחנו פה בכנס, באחר הצהריים, בקפה של אחר הצהריים, אנחנו נזכור אותו ונעשה קופי for סשה, יעלו להגיד כמה מילים עליו, אבל סשה שתדעו, באמת, המשפחה שלו היא בעצם אין להם הרבה משפחה פה בארץ. אבא שלו נרצח ב7 לאוקטובר, אמא שלו וזוגתו נחטפו לעזה והם שוחררו בעסקה הראשונה, שזוגתו אגב שוחררה בהפתעה, היא כמעט לא השתחררה, ואלה בעיקר האנשים ואמזון ישראל היחידים שעובדים לטובת הבאתו הביתה. אז כולנו ביחד בוא נהיה המשפחה שלו, וכל יום נזכור את סשה אחר הצהריים, נשתה קופי for סשה, ונמצא את הדרך להביא אותו הביתה, להיות ב-DevOps Days הבא איתנו, או במיטאפ אפילו הבא איתנו. אני מאחלת גם לאבינתן וגם לסשה שיחזרו אלינו מהר מאוד. רגע שנייה. אוקיי, אז זה מחזיר אותנו. רגע שנייה, אני חוזרת לאנגלית. אז וואו, זה היה כבד, אבל באמת, אני חושבת שהיינו צריכים לקחת רגע לזכור את כל האנשים המופלאים האלה. When Ariel passed away, we decided to establish an excellence award, a tech excellence award to dedicate in his honor. And this year, we would like to dedicate it to all of those amazing people that you just saw and heard about that were from our very own community, from the companies in our very own community. So first of all, let's put our hands together for those amazing people and for this Tech Excellence Award that we will be awarding to an outstanding individual and organization this year. Nati Shalom, founder of our very own community and Apple Seeds. Nati, this is an award to honor the many years of contribution that you have given to our community. This is one of your greatest lifetime achievements. Everything that you see here was your doing, and roll it.
Nati Shalom, the man and the legend, the godfather of all of the communities that we see here today.
Nati, thank you so much for everything you've done back in the days of OpenStack, as well as DevOps days from the originals.
Hey there, Nati. I still remember the humble beginnings of the first DevOps conference about 10 years ago that later became into what DevOps Days is today.
Nati Shalom. Shalom, Nati. Thank you for being that brilliant guy. Thank you for providing this thought leadership. Thank you for your friendship.
Nati has been an important figure in building community, not just in Israel, but around the world, really.
Dear Nati, it was a pleasure working with you during the golden days of OpenStack back in 2014.
Hi Nati, thank you for your great friendship and all the consulting and help throughout the years.
It's been a real pleasure taking part in founding the local DevOps Days community with you a decade ago.
Dear Nati, the founding father of DevOps Israel and OpenStack.
Hey Nati, as a dear friend and colleague for many years, I would like to congratulate you for the great achievement of creating these great communities of DevOps, OpenStack and Grid.
Thanks to Nati's vision and his ability to execute, together we built these incredible communities in Israel.
And he understands not just the power of community, but the necessity of community.
You built a community from the ground up, and it was inspiring to witness your journey over the years.
Your vision and dedication have truly paid off, and it's inspiring to see how you brought together such passionate group of individuals to become a community.
And thank you so much for all the contributions you've made for the community.
Thank you for pushing the open source community and the cloud in Israel.
And for fostering and enabling these communities to grow.
Thank you for DevOps Days Israel and for everything you're doing for DevOps Days all around the world.
As you understood that community is what drives the innovation.
You had a great contribution in the way we build communities that shaped our industry in Israel and put us among the first in the world.
So thank you so much, Nati, for bringing me in on this crazy journey and for pushing the community vision. And big congrats on this well-deserved award.
Big congratulations to Nati. This is well-deserved, and look forward to seeing you at DevOps Days.
Thank you. Congratulations for your award. Thank you for all you've done for this community.
You definitely made a difference. Congratulations for the well-deserved award.
You always led with calmness, warmth, and grace, yet made a lasting impact. Thank you, Nati, and congrats on this well-deserved award.
This acknowledgement is well-deserved. Thank you, Nati.
It was my privilege and honor, and I hope I can continue to be the faithful steward of these communities that you envisioned, and I have the privilege of continuing. Congratulations, Nati. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you so much, man, for sponsoring and leading this amazing community throughout the years. You're awesome.
Come on up, team. Let's give this award to Nati, the OG, the original founder of DevOps Days Tel Aviv. Nati, this is for you. We couldn't be more proud to be able to continue this brilliant journey. And now an outstanding organization, Appleseeds, brings diversity and inclusion to our community. They're doing the work to make us more diverse and innovative. Roll it.
הכירו את רועי שטנץ, הייטקיסט תל אביבי, בן 27, אקדמאי, יוצא יחידת מודיעין מוכרת, ובעל מזג נעים וטוב לבריות. בכל בוקר מגיע רועי לעבודתו בחברת גנריקו. חברת גנריקו הינה חברת יוניקורן רווחית שמציעה לרועי אופציות, חילוקים ותנאים טובים למדי. אבל יש לה רק בעיה אחת. והיא שכמו רועי, כל העובדים בה הם כולם אותו השטנץ. כשכולם אותו השטנץ, אז גם מה שהוא לא השטנץ, הופך להיות שטנץ. הפתרון לבעיה אפשרית תמיד יהיה פתרון שטנץ. וכשגם חברות אחרות רודפות אחר השטנץ, צריך כל הזמן לדאוג שהשטנץ שלך לא יברח. מנכ"ליות, מנכ"לים, סמנכ"ליות וסמנכ"לים. אם גם אצלכם השטנץ הקבוע שולט, הכירו את עמותת תפוח. עמותה שמקדמת אוכלוסיות מהפריפריה החברתית והגיאוגרפית של ישראל למשרות בעולם ההייטק. כבר הוכח מחקרית, גיוון אמיתי בצוותי העבודה מוביל ליצירתיות, שגשוג, משפר רווחיות כלכלית ומשמר כוח אדם. עמותת תפוח, היופי נמצא בגיוון. אתה הבנת את זה, שטנץ? שטנץ? כבר אין עם מי לדבר.
I'd like to invite to the stage to accept this award. We are so proud of your incredible and outstanding work. Thank you so much. And now back to Ben. Thank you all for your participation.
On. Hello again, everyone. It's Ben again. I do want to give a very quick shout out to the amazing organizing team of DevOps Days Tel Aviv. Give a round of applause to the core team right here, please. To Eric, to Hila, to Jeremy, and of course to Sharon. And none of this would be possible with the entire program committee of 2024. Each and every one of you were instrumental in making today and tomorrow possible. Thank you. As I mentioned at the beginning, throughout this event, there'll be 3 tracks happening throughout both days. The main stage right here, a cloud native and OSS track happening in A2 and A3, and in A1, a serverless day track. I encourage you to look at the QR code, scan it. Don't just look at it, but scan it. Looking at the QR code itself is not so helpful. Scan the QR code, look at the agenda, and make sure to find the things that are interesting to you throughout the entire venue. There is so much happening throughout these 2 days.